Hey boys and girls, the Junkman here with another version or episode of DETALKS. And today we're going to talk about how to find out if you are using a branded product. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are product lines out there that you can get a hold of that are manufactured by one place and sold by another place with a different label. And I have seen plenty of those products. Levi, pretty sure you've seen some.
I've seen a lot.
Brian, get our fist bump together. There we go. Pretty sure you've seen some, maybe had a chance to use some. We'll start with Levi. How do you find those products and how do you know if you're using one?
Well, first is just if you are like you and me, we've had our hands in the products for a long time. Sometimes you'll get a product and you'll try it on a panel, or you'll pull it out and you'll feel it. It'll feel the same. You can smell it, and sometimes the same color. Most of these companies will always try to change smell and color on you,
right?
Or the way they package it. But sometimes they come in exactly the same container, just different label. So using your senses, you can try and deduce it that way. How it's going to react on the surface of the paint, how it's going to work in your interiors. There's a lot of products. Sometimes they have the exact same name.
Okay.
It just depends on the companies. But the easiest way to check is pull the MSDS or the SDS. That will have the entire chemical content and makeup of what's in that product, and you can compare them. You can get them from any manufacturer, and you can find out exactly what's in it. Now, there are companies that are their only brand.
Okay.
Like they only make them for themselves, and there's nobody else that makes that product. They exist, and they are some of the bigger companies.
Right.
Like Meguiar's, Optimum, Mother's. There's a lot of companies that make only their stuff in-house, and they don't rebrand it and sell it to anybody else. But there are other companies in the field that may make it. One blending company will make it for 165 distributors in the country. Right. So there's a good chance that there's 2 or 3 guys in your city that are selling the exact same product. They try not to do that.
But yes, you're right. It does happen.
Yeah.
Now, I have a lower tech way of finding out if I'm using a rebranded product. I pick up my cell phone and call the people up and say, hey, do you all actually manufacture this stuff, or is it rebranded? I do that all the time.
Yep.
Now, every once in a while, somebody will say, yeah or no. They'll answer the question. Most of the time, it's we cannot confirm nor deny.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, that is some information we are not able to disclose.
Yeah.
That's most of the time. That's what I get. But that's one of the first things I do is pick up the phone and just call the company. The second thing I do is get online.
Yep.
Because somebody else
knows.
is probably they've probably done the research.
Yeah.
And so that's another way. But of course, once you've worked with enough products long enough, a lot of what you said.
Well, yeah, and I'd have guys that would bring me something and go, hey, try this. Or I'd hear something, try this, and I'd get it, and I'd put it on a car, and I'd go, man, this works exactly like such and such. And usually the price was a difference. And I'm not saying that rebranded products don't work. They work if the product works, it works really well.
There you go.
And stick with that product. Well, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you can find that product that you really love, and you may find another company makes that exact same product for half that price.
Exactly. And that's when you would
coming from a shop perspective and having to spend $1,500 to $2,000 a month in chemicals. How about I figure out a way to lower my chemical costs while still providing proper quality, I want the exact same results getting. So if I can find another company that is making those same products literally, and I can cut my chemical bill in half or 70%, I mean, that's a huge savings every month that I can go buy more polishers. I can buy more tools. I can, pay my guys more money. Like that's why I do that.
Okay.
I was always trying to find a way to save money,
I agree.
but still be able to provide the exact same quality service.
Okay.
that we've
Brian,
been put out.
would you like to add to that?
So you guys are talking about rebranded products. Well, I've had situations where the manufacturer has rebranded their own product. So their spray sealant is the same as their window sealant.
Yeah.
Or their
yes.
their trim restorer is the same thing as their paint protectant. So, it just, some of the research and kind of, depends who you know and what kind of insights you can get on, certain things, and even checking the MSDS
Yep.
or the SDS, and you're just, hey, this is the exact same thing, but it's blue instead of red or
Right.
whatever, and it's the same company. So it's
Yeah.
all about, marketing.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind, folks out there, because you'll see guys arguing about product A being better than product B when they're both the same product.
Yeah, and
know.
neither of them know it. Neither
No,
of them
no,
know.
they won't,
But
they won't.
I'm a staunch this guy, and I'm a staunch this guy, and
Right. And I'm a staunch, if it works,
Yep.
it works. I'm
Exactly.
like, I'm not, I could care less what name is on the label. If it works, it works. I don't need for what I do, I don't need 50 million different products.
Yeah, yeah.
All I need is a good heavy compound, a medium compound, a polish, and then whatever wax that I'm going to use, and I'm done.
Yep.
I'd rather be driving the baby than rubbing on the baby. So
Hey, and if you want to spend the money, spend the money.
Yeah.
If you like the company, that's that's all up to you. We're not saying like find out and don't do business with them, but just educate yourself. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
That's all these shows are about. Is that we're just trying to educate the average guy, the average detailer, the professional detailer. We're just trying to make sure that everybody knows these secrets, tips, and tricks. That
Yeah, it's
we're
just a
trying
different
to do.
perspective.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions for the show, be sure and leave them in the comments section, and make sure that you subscribe. Also, you can get in contact with Levi at,
Levi at theragcompany.com.
and leave your suggestions with him. And I'm pretty sure in a future episode of DETALKS, we will get back to you with that topic. Until then, this is the Junkman, shining out.